morning, students. In the previous lecture I have given outline of the title expansion of function and mean value theorems to you. Now in today's lecture I am going to explain what do we mean by indeterminate form. Of course, limit of indeterminate form. So let me explain what is indeterminate form first. So definition I am writing. If f of x and g of x be any two differentiable functions of x at x equal to a, such that limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to limit x tends to a of g of x is equal to 0, then f of x upon g of x is said to have an indeterminate form 0 upon 0. There are 7 such indeterminate forms. I will visualize them as 0 upon 0, comma, infinity upon infinity, comma, 0 cross infinity, comma, infinity minus infinity, comma, 1 raised to infinity, infinity raised to 0, comma, 0 raised to 0. These are all 7 indeterminate forms. Now we are going to obtain limit of the function of such an indeterminate form. This is our main aim in this title. Now before proceeding, I would like to explain what is the idea behind this indeterminate form 0 by 0. Indeterminate means which cannot be determined. Now concept of this indeterminate form is introduced by famous Indian mathematician Srinivas Ramanujan from Tamil Nadu district. All of you know. When he was student studying in the first standard or second standard, teacher of mathematics started the problems. You know the level of mathematics at first or second standard. Teacher started the problem of division. First of all, he asked the student, what is the value of 5 upon 5? What is the value of 10 upon 10? What is the value of minus 8 upon minus 8? 100 upon 100. Teacher's aim to stress on student's mind, it was same number divided by same number is coming 1. This was the aim of the teacher. Same number divided by same number is coming 1. So first of all, he took the analytical problem. Then teacher turned to the practical problems. Then he said, suppose 10 apples are distributed among 10 students. Then what is the contribution of each student? So this will be clearly 10 apples, that means 10 things, and that are distributed among 10 participants. So therefore 10 upon 10 equal to 1. Next he said, suppose 100 bananas are distributed among 100 students. What is the contribution of every student? So answer is 100 upon 100 equal to 1. So his aim to stress on students' mind was same number divided by same number is coming 1. Then suddenly Srinivas Ramanujan sitting in the class, he raised the question to teacher, sir, when nothing is distributed to nobody, what is the contribution of everybody? Nothing means non-existence, that is 0. Then divided to nobody, that means number of participants are, there are no participants, that means of course 0 divided by 0. Then he asked the teacher, sir, is it 0 by 0 1 then? Because just now you said the same number divided by same number is coming 1. There was no answer for the teacher because 0 upon 0, this is the non-existence, and this is among no participants. So therefore, when we divide certain things which are visibles, they are seen, you can see them. So such things will be distributed. That is concept of the division. So there was no answer for such a question from the teacher that time, and from that instant there comes the concept of indeterminate form. Then concept comes how to get the value of indeterminate form, that is in the limiting form. So that comes from the differential calculus. So this is the interesting story of that indeterminate form by Srinivas Ramanujan. And then after, many scientists, many mathematicians worked for this indeterminate form, just like Yale Hospital rule, Cauchy's rule, and plenty. Okay, so this is the brief idea I have explained regarding the indeterminate form. Now, let me first define what is the indeterminate form 0 upon 0. So I will say first, indeterminate form 0 upon 0. So this rule is due to famous mathematician, French mathematician, that is named as Yale Hospital rule. Or this may be called as Cauchy's rule. If f of x and g of x be any two differentiable functions at x equal to a, such that limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to limit x tends to a of g of x is equal to 0. Then limit x tends to a of f of x upon g of x is equal to limit x tends to a f dash of x upon g dash of x under this condition. Then this is equal to f dash of a upon g dash of a, provided g dash of a is not equal to 0. Provided g dash of a is not equal to 0. But it may happen that f dash of a and g dash of a both may be 0. But if f dash of a is equal to g dash of a is equal to 0, then limit x tends to a of f of x upon g of x. So this is equal to f double dash of a upon g double dash of a. That means first you have to obtain f double dash of x, then g double dash of x, and then put the value x equal to a. Now, provided g double dash of a is not equal to 0. Provided g double dash of a is not equal to 0. But if it may happens that f double dash and g double dash may be 0. But if f double dash of a is equal to g double dash of a is equal to 0, then limit x tends to a of f of x upon g of x. So this is equal to f triple dash of a upon g triple dash of a. Then provided g triple dash of a is not equal to 0. Now again, if triple dash and g triple dash will be 0, then you know the next step, fourth dash divided by fourth dash, and so on. So this is the procedure how to get limit of an indeterminate form 0 upon 0. Now, limit of an indeterminate form infinity upon infinity. Limit of an indeterminate form infinity upon infinity. Okay, listen. Infinity upon infinity is equivalent to 1 by infinity upon 1 by infinity. I have written infinity by infinity as 1 by infinity over 1 by infinity. 1 by infinity is 0. So therefore this is equivalent to 0 upon 0. It means what? Either infinity by infinity or 0 by 0 is one and the same thing. Okay. So as limit extends to a, if function of x upon function of f of x upon g of x have the indeterminate form 0 upon 0 or infinity upon infinity, you can proceed as per our discussion, whatever I have written in previously. Okay. Then similarly, it may happen that function may have the indeterminate form 0 cross infinity or infinity minus infinity. If functions having such indeterminate form, then you make the simplification of that functions, division of two functions, and bring them to the form either 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, and proceed as per our procedure as per I have defined now. Okay, so this is the way how to find limit of this first 4 indeterminate form. Then let me explain how to find limit of the indeterminate form which are in the power form. That means 1 raised to infinity, infinity raised to 0, 0 raised to 0. Limit of an indeterminate form. Zero raised to 0, comma, 1 raised to infinity, comma, infinity raised to 0. If f of x to the power g of x, if f of x to the power g of x have one of such an indeterminate form as x tends to a, then how to find the value of the limit? The procedure is as below. Let y is equal to f of x to the power g of x. Hence, log y is equal to g of x into log of f of x. This is by rule of logarithm. Then you take limit on both the sides. Hence, limit x tends to a of log of y is equal to limit x tends to a of g of x into log of f of x. Now generally right hand side, that is the product of the functions we observe here, it is generally, this is of the form either 0 cross infinity or maybe infinity cross 0. Then after simplification here, you bring this right hand side to the indeterminate form, either 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity as per our convenience. Okay. Then get the value of this limit on the right hand side. Suppose this is obtained as a capital L. Then left side, limit of log is the same thing as log of limit. So therefore I may write hence log of, in bracket, limit x tends to a, limit x tends to a of y. So this is equal to L. Then from the definition of logarithm, hence limit x tends to a of y. So this is equal to e to the power L. So e to the power L is the value of the limit. So therefore at the end I can say limit x tends to a of this f of x to the power g of x. So this is obtained as e to the power L. So this is the complete procedure how to get value of the limit. Okay. So this is the brief idea so far I have explained regarding how to find the limit of all these 7 intermittent forms. I have grouped them in 2 categories. First 4 forms and then after next 3 forms. Then detailed examples we are going to study when we learn regular course.